I can tell you, we have said we are working together, but we did not sign up to assassination of our members. We did not sign up to assassination of our members. That we did not sign up to.
President William Ruto is facing one of the most uncomfortable political moments since assuming office. What started as an attempt to create national unity through a so-called broad-based government now seems to be crumbling in full view of the public. The killing of Albert Ojwang, a young man who was allegedly abducted from his rural home and later died under mysterious circumstances while in police custody, has sparked an outcry. This tragedy, along with the unresolved killing of Owino, has placed the president and his administration on the spot. No amount of damage control seems to be helping. Now, even those believed to be part of Ruto's extended political circle are voicing their discontent. Governor Gladys Wanga, MP Millie Odhiambo, and Babu Owino have not held back.
Watch that clip. It is totally reckless and irresponsible what that police officer has done, and they are doing a disservice to this government, because when you make 5 steps forward or 10 steps forward, they take you 50 back. And we need to be moving forward as a country. We can't be moving back all the time. What do I go and tell the Suba people? Honestly, I don't know if it's...
Their recent speeches have shaken the core of the so-called handshake arrangement. What was intended to look like national dialogue and inclusion is now being described in harsh terms, with leaders from the ODM side openly questioning their continued involvement. Gladys Wanga was among the first to publicly call out the government failure to address the growing cases of police brutality. She pointed fingers at the state for what she described as deliberate silence over the death of Albert Ojwang. Her tone was not one of caution. It was loud, clear and angry, and it landed hard.
It must never happen. It has happened, but it is unfortunate. And as I said yesterday, we had a very good function here in Homa Bay, but now a son of Homa Bay again went and left. And we've also heard about another person who was arrested in Kipasi and has also died in the cell in Kipasi. We also want to call for swift investigation, and people cannot die in the place where they expect security. Today, if something is happening to you, you run to the police.
Millie Odhiambo followed suit, launching a bitter attack on Ruto's administration. She condemned the extrajudicial killings, pointing out that nothing had changed since the handshake. Instead, she argued the killings have increased and accountability has gone missing.
Madam Speaker, it would be careless on my part if I don't say that I've just learned that actually the young man that I'm talking about, I'm being told, is again from Homa Bay and from Suba. Madam Speaker, that is why we must always stand on principle. Can you imagine if I was speaking here carelessly, saying how it is nice for police to kill people? But I have said the police need to restrain themselves without...
The State House, by all indications, did not see this coming. The ODM brigade, which was expected to act as a soft bridge between Ruto and Raila's support base, is now throwing flames at the very seat of power. The confusion within the president's team is evident. Allies are unsure how to respond. Some are calling for restraints. Others want the ODM leaders kicked out of any shared platforms. Either way, it's kills.
Leo mimi na baba tumeweka sahihi maelewano ya kuunganisha taifa la Kenya iwe taifa moja. Tulete jamii zote za Kenya pamoja, dini zote za Kenya pamoja, sehemu zote za Kenya pamoja. Na wauliza watu wa Nairobi, munasema tuungane ama tutengane? Tuungane ama tutengane? Wale wanasema tuungane, jameni, nione kwa mkono.
At the heart of the matter is trust, or the lack of it. Edwin Sifuna, another key ODM figure, has repeatedly said the agreement between Raila's side and the president is not being honored. His main point of concern has been the continued extrajudicial killing and the absence of any real effort by the government to stop this. His voice adds weight to the growing feeling that ODM is on its way out of the so-called broad-based setup.
Unatuambia ati tunahitaji ushuru kwa sababu ya barabara. Hiyo barabara iko wapi? Unatuambia JSS walimu wameandikwa kutoka hata na serikali ya Moi. Hakuwa anatuletea hii ushuru mnatuletea. Mimi nikisoma hii budget najua hujasoma, ndio maana unasema hii vitu. Naangalia hii budget. Rafiki zako wa State House wamejiongezea bilioni 1.
The death of Albert Ojwang is no longer just a tragedy. It is now a political grenade. It has given the opposition the momentum to question every aspect of Ruto's government. It has opened the floodgate of every pent-up frustration from within the handshake ranks. What was once a cautious cooperation is now looking like a ticking time bomb. ODM leaders are now asking themselves why they are still in a relationship that has not only failed to deliver on promises but is also costing them political credibility. They say the handshake was supposed to bring peace and unity, but instead they are being associated with a regime accused of abduction, torture and silence in the face of injustice. All this puts Raila Odinga in a tight spot. He has to decide whether to keep entertaining the handshake, which is clearly losing favor among his lieutenants, or to step away and take a firm stand against the ongoing rot. The pressure is building, both from within ODM and from the public, especially the young people who are vocal and angry. Ruto, on the other hand, seems stuck. Firing police bosses might anger his inner circle, but keeping silent continues to backfire. The police, now being seen as agents of terror rather than law and order, are damaging the regime's public image every passing day. The ODM leaders' hard-hitting speeches have not just stirred emotions, they have signaled a possible exit from a deal that never truly took off. Their tone is no longer that of cautious criticism. It is defiant. It is a warning shot to both the president and their party leader Raila Odinga. In the eyes of the public, this is no longer about political deals. It is about justice. It is about young lives lost in the hands of those who are supposed to protect them. It is about whether leaders can stand up and say enough is enough. If Raila decides to walk away, Ruto will be left more exposed than ever. The illusion of a united government will be shattered. The country will slip back into full-scale political contest with no buffer between the two heavyweights. And if Raila stays, he risks losing the trust of his own people, who are now demanding that he stops shaking hands with a government they believe is shedding innocent blood. The next move is critical, but one thing is clear: the broad-based government is falling apart, and the State House and President William Ruto no longer know who is friend or foe.
Siku ya kumalizana na ukabila, kumalizana na chuki, kuondoa ubaguzi.
So I will say them, without fear, without favor. We have said we are working together, but we did not sign up to assassination of our members. We did not sign up to assassination of our members. That we did not sign up to.